Charles Schwab has taken a page out of the Robinhood playbook, offering 0 commissions on online trades. I made $500 and the stock market's kind of tanking. Let's talk about it all coming up. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad, and this channel is dedicated to helping you through the chaos that is finance and business. Now, what we're talking about today, so I am a full-time trader. I day trade every day, but I also have a company that is We Trade HQ. If you're interested in checking that out, you'll be able to see that in just a second. Yes, guys, so it is true. Finally, somebody decided to take initiative here and take a page out of the Robinhood playbook and offer 0 commissions for online trades. And Charles Schwab is at the forefront of this. Finally, a legitimate brokerage decided to do it. And the gripes that I've always had with Robinhood is that they didn't really offer any useful tools to help the investor. Yeah, free trades are great, but how many of you out there also trade on Robinhood and use another brokerage or another platform for all of your other resources, whether it be through charting or news, any of that stuff, right? So Robinhood's basic form of trading, right? But if you want to start to get into it a little bit more heavily, you want to have those resources to help you make you a better trader. You need those chartings, you need those tools, scanners, all that good stuff. And Charles Schwab now finally is going to be that legitimate brokerage that offers free online trading. So we're gonna be talking about that, but there's so much stuff that went on today. Stock market's down. The S&P 500 is at a crucial support level, so I'll go over that. And also, I made $500 on Alta and shorting Baba. So let's get into it. I'm gonna share my screen with you real quick, go over the news with Charles Schwab. And so let's get to it. All right, guys, so here is the platform that I have built with my partner, Jake. This is WeTradeHQ.com. It's absolutely free. So this is where I'm going to do all of my due diligence on any stocks. If I want to see some news on any particular stock, I want to see the price action, all that good stuff, charting, it's all going to be here at WeTradeHQ.com. It's absolutely free to do this. So if you want to do any due diligence, we want We Trade HQ to be the place for you. It's all under one roof. So go there, check it out. It's a great platform to be a part of. So having said that, I pulled up Charles Schwab here over at WeTradeHQ.com. And obviously you can see now that it's tanked. It's tanked down over 10%, as low as 37.44 on the day right now. It's 11:36 a.m. Eastern time on October 1st. And it's tanking because everybody's freaking out about these commission free. Everybody thinks that the valuation of Charles Schwab is going to go down because they're not charging commissions anymore. Let me tell you something. Charles Schwab, less than 10% of their revenue comes from commission, right? They've already provided, one of the lower, commission rates, $4.95, and now they're just taking them away completely because they realize where the market's headed. It's so crazy to me that these bigger companies are so slow to react. Robinhood's been on the map for quite some time now and is really taking a lot of, revenue away from these bigger companies. And so Charles Schwab's finally getting their shit together and saying, you know what? We're going to be the first ones that step into this space, aside from Robinhood and the trade zeros and all that, and saying, hey, we see where the writing on the wall here. We see the direction of where the market's going, and we're okay. Here's the thing, too. These brokerages also make money on routing trades through select market makers like Citadel and the like. That's how Robinhood makes their money. So the valuation of Charles Schwab, I would be buying the hell out of it right now. So, I mean, Charles Schwab, as soon as I see some sort of bottom, you can bet that I'm probably going to start trading this thing. The funny part is that the bigger brokerages such as TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, they tanked big time because they're like, oh shit. They tanked even more than Charles Schwab because now it's like they have to compete with that. And so I think that this is going to cause Charles Schwab to get a lot more business. I think that they still have a little bit of a ways to go. I would like to see Charles Schwab get a little bit of a revamp, if you will, on their app. I actually trade with Charles Schwab, and I'm super excited about this. But I think if they could revamp their app to make it a little bit more user-friendly, then they are really going to be firing on all cylinders. But they're going to be just fine by eliminating the online trading fees. they are going to be able to generate so much more revenue because people are going to be flocking to Charles Schwab. Again, I just want to kind of reiterate here that the reason that people love Robinhood so much is just because it's free. But people complain about a lot of it because they don't offer the tools that these major brokerages do. Now, finally, one of them is doing it. So let's continue. So again, I'm here on WeTradeHQ.com. The nice thing about WeTradeHQ is that you can just pull up the news just as it's coming out. So go over to the news tab. I pulled it up already for you. And so here's Schwab to drop commissions on U.S. stock ETF and options trades, slamming online brokerage stocks. You can see that it's down 10%. All of the other ones, though, look at this. TD Ameritrade's down 22.8%. E-Trade's down 17%. So that even though Charles Schwab's taking a little bit of a hit right off the bat, it's not as much as these other brokerages as well. We see this all the time in sectors, right? Where Disney and Comcast and Netflix were all impacted. Roku, when more players started coming into the space and creating more competition. Schwab has now created the ultimate competition, so that's why it's causing some of these other competitors' stocks to come down. So I think that this is a great day for online trading. Absolutely great day for online trading. So, go check that out if it's something that you're interested in looking further into. I love Charles Schwab personally. I think their customer service is great. I've talked about them before on this channel. And I still believe in having multiple brokerages. And speaking of which, let me talk about the trades that I made today on TradeNet. So my folks in the morning mentorship, we traded BABA and Alta. So I went short on BABA today because there was a lot of turmoil going on in China. Alta, I also made a nice $400 on. Went long on this play, got in at 261.92, and you can see just by looking at the chart here on Alta. Currently it's at 264. Got out a pretty good price here. I think we see a nice trend, and I think this actually continues. I told my folks in my morning mentorship that if this goes up to, don't be surprised if this goes up to around 274. I know that sounds crazy, but if you come back out here to the 4-hour chart, you can kind of see, actually, I'm sorry, the daily chart. I was telling them earlier, you'd have to go back as far as January, but this is really kind of the next area of resistance for it on the daily. And so will it go up to 274? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did, just based off of looking at this chart because of the giant gap that this created after earnings, and everything that's been going on with the CEO adding more of his money into the company, as well as other major investors pouring money into Alta. That's what's caused this valuation to go up. And so I think that we'll see at least this go up to 274. If this breaks 274, look out. I think we're going to see this return back to the 300s. Be a fun one to watch for sure. But for now, I made a decent trade on it. And so for me personally, I always try to aim to make $500 a day. If I can make $500 a day, I'm in good shape. That's what I did today. Ended up walking away from the computer. And that's what it's all about. Now, I know there's probably a lot of you out there that are going to be like, dude, you could have made a whole lot more money today. What are you thinking? And I just wanted to kind of hammer this home for those of you who are watching. And I actually made this point in my morning mentorship that, the whole point of trading in the stock market, right, is so that you can just trade this. I made $500 in 20 minutes, right? So if I can make $500 in 20 minutes and I can be on about my day focusing on our WeTradeHQ community and, building that up, and just making a bigger impact elsewhere, then that's what I'm going to do. Trading gives me the freedoms to do whatever I want to do. And so if I'm just happy with that $500, I'm going to be happy with that $500. And lots of times, if you get yourself too greedy, what ends up happening is that you end up giving all those profits away anyway. So I'm happy with the $500 I made today. Can't complain about it. I'm going to move on and be more productive and just do whatever I want. That's the whole point of day trading, giving you that freedom to do whatever you want and make money while doing it. So just kind of wanted to give you some insight on those trades. Was pretty fun day overall. So getting on with the overall markets today, why are they tanking? Well, the U.S. manufacturing survey shows worst reading in a decade. Donald Trump was furious about this. over Twitter and made his opinion very well known about this. But this is why the stock market has tanked today. Do we see lower lows on the stock market? Well, again, if we revisit WeTradeHQ.com and I pull up the S&P 500 or the ETF there, that is SPY. We are at a crucial support level here. So right now it's trading at 295.01. If it breaks this 295 support, we could see this come down even lower, which I think it may. It's looking like it's really trying to threaten it right now here in the middle of the day so far. And if it comes down to, if it breaks that 295 rather, I wouldn't be surprised if this came back down to around 290s and maybe even 280s. That would be a tough slide, but that's pretty serious. Indications of a recession or maybe even just a huge correction. I mean, this is what the Trump administration has been trying to avoid. They want to create more jobs in manufacturing in the U.S. And so this kind of goes against a lot of the things that they've been trying to accomplish. And there's been, back and forth between the Trump administration and the Federal Reserve. It's no secret that they don't get along, but you can't ignore some of the facts that have been placed here on the U.S. with the U.S. manufacturing reading. So this is just another indication that we might be headed in some sort of market correction or market recession, if you will. For me personally, do I think this is going to be something like we saw in 2008? I don't think so, but I think we're overdue. We're well overdue for some sort of pullback, some sort of correction. The thing about the stock market that we've always seen, right, is that it never goes straight up. And so I think we start to see some sort of pullback here. Don't be surprised if we see the Dow come down to close to 20 grand. And I know that sounds kind of scary, but there's always opportunity in the stock market. The only thing that I'm worried about is if volume dries up, because if volume dries up, if money stops pouring into the stock market, that's when we're in trouble as day traders, because when the stock market's not moving, then we're not moving, right? I mean, we need to be able to, I can short the market and I can go long on the market all day long, but when I can't do either, that's when, the trouble really kind of starts. So that's it for me today, guys. I know this was a long one, and thanks for bearing with me, but there was just too much to cover to not talk about. And if you like this video, I certainly would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content such as this, subscribe to this channel as well. And if you're interested in any things that I was talking about, the WeTradeHQ platform, my morning mentorship, TradeNet, I have all kinds of special deals and all kinds of cool links down below. Make sure that you're checking those out as well. And that's it for me, guys. So as always, I will see you all before the bell, and B Smith is out. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click the link right here, this little circle. But if you want to see some other videos done by me, my partner Christian, there's a link right here up top that we do the barcast, all kinds of crazy shenanigans. So click that link right there. If you want to see more trading related stuff though, you can feel free to click that bottom box there, and just keep watching this channel. That's all I kind of really care about. Just click